Okay, so the Chapter 2 assignment is on the history of the federal debt and my opinions on so. So I'm going to start with the Continental Congress, which is sort of like a beta Congress, and they couldn't tax citizens initially because it wasn't in the law. So by 1790, the national debt had reached $75 million, and this is according to Alexander Hamilton, who was the first treasurer. And so that was a growth in debt. And then the U.S. was steadily growing economically, and the debt was lowered to less than 10% by Thomas Jefferson. But then the War of 1812 hit, and it changed America due to the debt from fighting Britain once again. And then Andrew Jackson paid off the national debt by January 1835 after he took office by selling off land in the West. But the recession hit, and the growth of the debt steadily increased. And then the Civil War caused a huge surge in the debt, raising it to $2.76 billion by 1866. World War I, shortly after, did not help the debt, which inflated it to a whopping $25 billion, and Congress decided to set a debt ceiling because of this. The economy tanked after that in the Great Depression, and World War II, directly after, crushed the GDP ratio, and it reached its highest at 113%. And fast forward to Ronald Reagan's first term, which cut taxes, but also heavily increased social defense and spending, which is increasing the debt once again. And then the late 90s and early 2000s, H.W. Bush and Clinton helped to realign the debt and make it a little bit more manageable, but W. Bush caused the Great Recession and the GDP shrank. And then in 2018, the debt surpassed $20 billion, and then many people predict that Trump will push the debt higher than World War II's record. And then the cause, in my personal opinion, is overspending, wars, and other conflicts like wars. And then I think it brought it up debt just super high, and then different political climates, from different candidates, presidents, impacted how the national budget was spent, so it went up. And then impact on my generation and myself, I said this can really impact me and my generation because it's ever increasing, and it just puts financial strain on us and the people who had really nothing to do with it, so we're just left to kind of clean it up. But obviously we're also adding to the debt, and the new generations just gotta deal with it. And then finally, I don't think the debt is manageable at all, and I don't think there's much we can do to fix it unless we somehow come up with a way, because we're always forever growing with new innovations and technology and more population, which is of course going to raise the debt.